Okay, this is going to be the first part of the review of... wait a minute. Okay, the first part of the review of this 4K action camera. Let's put a little more light here. Okay, so there is this is a button for, I think, Wi-Fi uses. I haven't tried it, but maybe it will work. I don't care for now. This is to open the video and choosing different kind of modes, to go from one or to change, or to go to the menu to change different kind of resolutions. So this is to step from one place to another, and this button on the upper side is to select the mode or to start recording. So first let's click on this button to open the camera. Very well. Okay, so now you can see that this is a 2.7 30 frames per second. Okay, now when you choose the button here, so first of all you can see that on there's the Wi-Fi in detection, the battery, which is now full. Yellow, it's meaning that it's recording video, it's not picture, I suppose. And 27K30, 27 it's 2.7, which means, and K is 2.7K in matter of resolution, not full definition, not 4K, something in the middle, and at 30 frames per second. Okay, so I'm now going to click on this button, to go to different kind of modes. So there's this mode, there is this one, I'm not sure for what purpose, 12 megapixel wide, whatever. I think it's the picture mode. Yes, the icon changed. Okay, let's take a picture. All right, very well. Maybe this is also for pictures, I'm not quite sure. 12 megapixel wides, I think it's burst pictures mode, whatever. This is maybe with date as well. This is a spherical video mode, like in a way you're making this 4K camera to be as a 360 panoramic camera. I think it's weird because it's not really 360. You can see this is the lens are curved and can produce according to the seller or the manual or whatever. It says 180, but you know, pretty much like any other kind of dashboard camera, other cameras that's supposed to be 180 degrees, they are more like 160, I suppose, roughly 160. Maybe it's 50, maybe it's 70, whatever, but I don't think it really is 180 exactly. But still, it's very beautiful if you have a camera that can produce 160 degrees. It's wonderful because normal degree for normal camera, not panoramic, not anything, just normal camera can produce maybe 60-70 degrees, I think. So this is 160, so or so it's quite beautiful. Okay, so now I can go to this, where this is maybe the video library. This is the photo library. Let's see if I can see my picture. This is, like I said, the select button to go inside to start recording. Oh, nice. This is where it is. Okay, let's go back. Now maybe one more, maybe long pressing, maybe long pressing on the upper side. No. So let's turn this camera off. Let's turn it on again. I don't know how to exit the library mode. So let's do this process once again. Okay, let's go to the settings. So there is the video resolution. God damn it. It's not touchscreen, so I need to go all over it once again. Okay, video resolution. So there is in the 720 pixel ordinary high definition, there is only this option, 120 frames per second for fast moving objects. You cannot find the 720 pixel in 30 frames per second, but at least you can find 30 frames per second in this normal full definition, and of course also at 60 frames per second. But at 4K and 2.7K, the highest resolution, the ultra high definitions, it's 30 frames per second. So this is pretty much about those different modes. Let's choose this one. Now photo resolution. It's 12, 8 or 5, okay. Then looping video, I cannot choose the on, only the off option. Maybe it needs to be a software update. I don't know, I cannot choose the on option, whatever. Metering, timestamp, exposure, burst photo, time lapse, and other. Upside down, I believe that it's with when you place the camera like this, and then it's going to still record, and then when it is that way, it's upside down, but still it can record properly, like it wasn't upside down. In a way, like you use a ceiling projectors, but I never used it, so don't know. Okay, so this is pretty much about it. When you start to record, you see the recording process, the minute counting. So let's do it. So you can see now it's adding the date stamp. It counting, and now it's the clock. Now the time is 8 p.m. 39 minutes and 49 seconds. This is the date, the 1st of September. It already recorded 24 seconds and about 4 hours and 37 minutes remaining in this SD card. Let's stop the recording. Okay, so this is pretty much about this one. I also already produced different kind of video samples here. So there is this sample, which should have been 4K video, 4K, a real 4K, which is the standard resolution of 4K, because there are many differences between different kind of 4K devices, like Samsung TVs, Sony projectors, other devices. So it's not every device uses the same exactly amount of resolution, but the most basic and standard 4K resolution is exactly 3840, which is the frame width, 3840 on, which is the height now, 2160, yes, 2160 in matter of height. But in this case, the 4K you can see it's a little smaller. It's still awesome that it's a very large resolution, but it's not a real 4K, but I don't think it's really that matters. It's still quite beautiful, okay? So let's open this video. Wait a minute. I need to charge my cell phone before. Wait a minute, I need to charge my cell phone. Now this review, I'm using the Galaxy S5 to use this review. Wait a minute. Ah, god damn it. Yes, it's alive. Okay. I connected to the whatever. Okay. So this is the video.
Okay, simple.
Okay. So the parameters of this video, as you can see, 60 megabyte per second, amazing frames per second. You don't need more than this, of course. I think that the Galaxy S5 producing 4K videos in just 48 megabytes per second, and now this is 60. Amazing. Also a great sound quality, 44.1 kilohertz, more than 1,000 kilobyte per second. Very sweet, very sweet. Okay, this is 4K recording. Now, one important thing that you need to know. For instance, you can see that the wall. Wait a minute. Okay, you can see that this antenna of the TP-Link or these speakers or the cell phone on the video or the telephone here, it has a little bit of grain, and you see that now you can see it. You see a little bit of grain. It's not a smooth. The white wall it's not like smooth. This is the real. This is the telephone that I talked about. This is the wall. So you see that the video has a lot of grain and not very sharp in some areas, but generally it's a very good quality for such such cheap camera. I think it was $100. The competitors worth more than 2,000. This was around $100. The competitors are more than, I believe, $200, at least twice as the amount. So it's a very good quality in generally, and a very good quality for this kind of cheap camera. Cheap comparing to the competitors. Now, the 2.7K resolution, this is what it means, 2.7, 2704 frame width and frame height 1520. Okay, in matter of megabytes per second, the parameters are 60, the same parameters in 2.7, pretty much the same parameters. And when you change it to full definition, then finally you see different parameters. 2.7 megabytes per second, it's more than enough. The same audio, okay. And this is the 120 frame per second lowest high definition resolution. It has 13.5 megabyte per second. Okay. And now you can see that all of the video samples are rectangular, and this quite weird, it's more square. And I believe that this is the video sample that I tried to use, the spherical shape in the 4K camera. Now I'm trying a spherical frame. It's more distort. Or round one. Now it's full screen. It really is. Look. I'm in the output file. It looks quite weird. Whatever. Okay, this is. So you see there are the difference between this and let's just take the 2.7. Which is not, now it's not distort. This is 2.7K. Okay. Alright, and there are more samples when I try to use this while I'm running at 4K and 720 pixels. So now this is one. I'm trying to use the mounting straps that you should that you put it on your torch strips, that it is connected. Okay. But on this, you see, and now I'm placing. Should be. You can see this. Okay, let's mount this and this. So you see, I'm mounting it on myself, and I'm running. And of course, I made more samples during the past few days, while driving in the car. So for instance, this is just a snapshot from the video file while I'm driving. Okay, so basically I will take the this picture. Okay, and when I'm going inside, you can see that it has some grain, because you see this is the speakers themselves. You see that they are white, very smooth white, and here you see it's very grainy and not. In matter of sharpness, it's quite good sharp. The sharpness it's quite wonderful, but it has some grain on it. But I think it's respectable to have a grain. I think I could have expected to have at least some grain. But either way, I suppose I think it's quite lovely quality. Either way. Of course, that this is an indoor surrounding. When I'm going to go outside and it's going to be very sunny, the video quality will be just much better, because it has much more light on the outside comparing to the indoor environment. But I suppose it's a quite lovely quality. So this is just a general talking about the camera and a few samples that I just made. I will load those samples as well to the YouTube, and I think this pretty much about this. But I'm going to upload in 3 parts, or only 2. One, it's what I'm now recording, the basic review, another which is all of the video samples, the normal video samples in 30 frames per second, regardless if it is going to be 4K or 2.7K or full definition one. All of them are going to be uploaded as well, maybe with this video review or as a second part, I'm not sure just yet. But the part that I'm going to produce after it is the part that I recorded in the highest frame per second to see the results or the capabilities of this camera to shoot fast moving objects. So this is going to be on different parts. So it's going to be or 2 or 3 parts. Okay, I think it's yes, okay.